A little while ago, I made a video looking back at Monaco's 2017 Ligue 1 title-winning side and where those players were now, since so many departed soon after that triumph. The video was a roaring success, but I foolishly didn't capitalise on that and think to follow it up with some similar videos. So starting with Borussia Dortmund today, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be taking a look at a handful of sides that won major trophies, perhaps defying the odds, and see where those players who won that trophy for the club are now. Borussia Dortmund won their first Bundesliga title in almost a decade in 2010-11, finishing 7 points ahead of that season's runners-up Bayer Leverkusen. It was an unusual season for Dortmund in many respects, who looked so assured in the league, but went out to third-tier opposition in the second round of the DFB Pokal and failed to progress from the group stages of the Europa League. The following season will be more comprehensive, and it will be Jurgen Klopp's finest with the club as they won a league and cup double. It is that first triumph in 2011 that we are focused on here though, taking a look at the 11 players who featured most frequently for Dortmund in the Bundesliga that season, along with a few interesting squad players and seeing where they are now. Here is Borussia Dortmund's 2010-11 title-winning 11. Where are they now? Roman Weidenfeller, Ambassador. A Borussia Dortmund legend who spent 16 years with the club and registered 453 appearances during that time, Roman Weidenfeller was a safe pair of hands at the Westfalenstadion. A World Cup winner in 2014, Weidenfeller only won 5 caps for Germany due to the brilliance of those ahead of him in the pecking order. He retired at the end of the 2017-18 season and was handed a farewell match, and the 39-year-old now works as an ambassador for the club. LUKASZ PISZCZEK, Borussia Dortmund. Another Dortmund legend who is still at the Westfalenstadion, LUKASZ PISZCZEK, is still an important player for Borussia Dortmund now. The 34-year-old joined the club in 2010, and it would be no exaggeration to say he is among the finest right-backs of his generation. Capped 65 times by Poland, PISZCZEK has twice made the Bundesliga team of the season, most recently in 2016-17. Mats Hummels, Borussia Dortmund. The first 3 players in this 11 are all still with Borussia Dortmund, although Mats Hummels is the first of the 3 who has departed and then returned. An absolute titan at the back for Jurgen Klopp, having been snapped up from rivals Bayern Munich in 2009, Hummels returned to Bavaria in 2016. There is apparently a clause in his lifetime contract which says he can only sign for Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund though, so the 30-year-old joined Dortmund for a second time in the summer just gone. NEVEN SUBOTIC, Union Berlin. 6'4" NEVEN SUBOTIC made a pretty formidable centre-back partnership in alongside Mats Hummels for a number of years at Borussia Dortmund. Born in Yugoslavia but raised in Germany and the United States, Subotic holds German, American, Bosnian and Serbian passports. He spent a decade with Dortmund between 2008 and 2018 and he returned to the Bundesliga with Union Berlin in the summer following a season with St Etienne. MARCEL SCHMELZER, Borussia Dortmund. One thing which is pretty apparent, particularly with regards to the rearguard of this Dortmund side, is that the club tend to keep hold of their players for long periods of time. MARCEL SCHMELZER arrived at Dortmund as an academy player at the age of 17 and he has never even gone out on loan to any other club. Aged 31, the former German international is now in his 12th season in Dortmund's first team, although he has had a lot of injuries and hasn't played a great deal of football over the last 18 months. Sven Bender, Bayer Leverkusen. A key man for Borussia Dortmund during the 2010-11 season and the deepest of the side's 3 midfield players, Sven Bender, played in 31 of the team's 34 Bundesliga games. Bender spent 8 years in Dortmund before reuniting with his brother Lars at Bayer Leverkusen in 2017. He now plays predominantly as a centre-back and he's a regular fixture for the Champions League side. Nuri Sahin, Werder Bremen. Nuri Sahin looked like a real class act for Borussia Dortmund between 2009 and 2011, and he was named as Bundesliga Player of the Season as Dortmund won the title in 2010-11. That prompted a much anticipated move to Real Madrid, where injuries prevented him ever really getting going. Sahin returned to the Westfalenstadion in January 2012, initially on loan, before making the deal a permanent one in the summer of 2013. Injuries continued to plague the Turkish midfield between 2014 and 2018, which was when he left Dortmund to join Werder Bremen. Mario Gotze, Borussia Dortmund. Another player who spent the bulk of his career with Borussia Dortmund, Mario Gotze is the last player in this 11 who is still with the Bundesliga Giants. Gotze was absolutely sensational in his final season at Dortmund, a time when he was widely regarded as the best young footballer on earth. He made the Bundesliga Team of the Season, he was named as the Bundesliga's Young Player of the Year, and he was awarded the Golden Boy Award. The following summer, he joined Bayern Munich for €37 million, where he had two very good seasons, but arguably no better than his last at Dortmund. He scored the winner in the 2014 World Cup final against Argentina, but from 2015 onwards, Gotze has also had serious injury woes. He returned to Dortmund in 2016, where he has since managed only 16 goals in 91 games, threatening return to his former heights, but struggling to maintain fitness for substantial amounts of time. Kevin GROSSKREUTZ, KFC Uerdingen. When Borussia Dortmund won the Bundesliga title in 2010-11, Kevin GROSSKREUTZ was one of only two players to feature in all 34 league games. 3 years later, he was still a regular at Dortmund and had added a World Cup to his impressive trophy cabinet. In 2019, 5 years on and aged 31, GROSSKREUTZ is playing for a team named after a fast food chain. Okay, KFC Uerdingen aren't actually related to the Colonel or the fried chicken vendor in any way, but they do play in the third tier of German football. It is an extraordinary fall from grace, and one which I've often been tempted to make a video about. LUKASZ, Hurricane. You may be fooled into thinking Robert Lewandowski was Borussia Dortmund's top scorer during the 2010-11 season, but LUKASZ actually bagged twice as many goals as the Pole that season. The Paraguayan international bagged 16 in the league and 21 in all competitions, having joined Dortmund from Chilean outfit Colo Colo. Barrios departed for Guangzhou Evergrande in 2012, and the 35-year-old now plays for Hurricane in Argentina. Robert Lewandowski, Bayern Munich. Rounding off Borussia Dortmund's most frequent starting 11 during 2010-11, Robert Lewandowski scored 8 goals in 33 league games in what was his debut campaign with the club. He struck 30 goals the following season, and he has only had one sub-20 goal season in the Bundesliga since then. One of the finest centre-forwards of his generation, Lewandowski will soon move into the top 3 Bundesliga goalscorers of all time, although exceeding Gerd Muller's tally of 365 in top place may prove to be tricky. Lewandowski joined Bayern Munich on a free transfer in 2014, where he has since scored 214 goals in 260 games, including 23 in 18 so far this season. That's it for Dortmund's most frequent starting 11 in 2010-11, but we'll take a quick look at a few of their squad players from that campaign, starting with Jakub Blaszczykowski. PISZCZEK, Blaszczykowski and Lewandowski were 3 sensational Polish servants to Dortmund, and Blaszczykowski returned to his native Poland with a move to Wisła Kraków in the summer. Shinji Kagawa was also an important player for Dortmund that season, chipping in with the same number of goals as Robert Lewandowski in almost half as many appearances. The Japanese superstar now plays in the Spanish Segunda Division with Real Zaragoza. The final player we'll mention is Marco Stiepermann, who was a German youth international at the time and played 4 league games for Dortmund. He now plays in the Premier League, having played a big part in Norwich City's promotion from the Championship. Perhaps the single most important individual in Dortmund's consecutive title wins in 2011 and 2012 was their manager Jurgen Klopp, although I suspect most of you know what he's up to these days. So that was the Borussia Dortmund team that won the 2010-11 Bundesliga title and where those players are now. As I said in the introduction, I'm planning on doing similar videos for a few other title-winning teams, such as AC Milan in 2011 and Atletico Madrid in 2014 for example. But if there are any other Where Are They Now 11s that you'd like to see from me, just let me know in the comments. I try to read as many comments as possible, and if a comment gets plenty of likes, it is a certainty that I will see it. Thank you all for watching today's video. Feel free to smash the like button if you found it madly watchable and entertaining, and do of course make sure you are subscribed to HITC Sevens, which has been described as the best YouTube channel of 2019 by absolutely nobody. Oh, and if you're still looking for a Christmas present for that special someone, then I would recommend England's Greatest Defender, The Untold Story of Neil Franklin, which can be ordered from www.englandsgreatestdefender.com.